I'm Cindy Carnesalli, and I was going to talk about the mural that was painted downtown on the VFW building. The Johnsonburg Community Trust had the initial idea that they wanted to do a mural downtown and on some of the buildings. And my daughter-in-law is on Borough Council, and she came to our family and said, this is in the making, and it just seems to fit so well with what your family's always talked about with the veterans. They changed some of the faces in the actual mural to be World War II veterans from Johnsonburg, and one was my father, George Cherry. We had so many wonderful stories that we'd heard our whole life. He was actually on Tinian Island in the Pacific, and that is where the atomic bomb took off from. And my father was a propeller specialist, so he worked on the propellers of those planes, the B-29s, and he actually inspected the Enola Gay before it took off. He often talked about when the Enola Gay was on the island, it was very secure and only certain people were even allowed near it. So the soldiers knew something was going on, but it was top secret, and until it was over, they really didn't know. My mother also is pictured in the mural, Mary Cherry. She was on Neville Island in Pittsburgh, and she was a welder at the Dravo shipyard. She welded the landing barges that would come off of the big ships and take the soldiers to the shore in the shallow water. She was really proud of that. When they were painting the mural, we'd often stop down to see how it was coming, and people would stop on the street and come over and tell us how much they liked it, because Johnsonburg has a lot of veterans, so it wasn't just for our family, it was really for all the veterans in Johnsonburg. My dad often talked to that. He said even being on Tinian Island, you'd think you're pretty remote, but he said he would run into people from Johnsonburg. His two older brothers were also in the service. His brother Joe was in Africa, and my Uncle Luke, my dad's brother, was stationed in Italy. So that was our connection with all of the things that are pictured in that mural with the veterans, and it just seemed appropriate for our family to want to be a part of that.